Ja, fröhlichen guten Morgen, Kinder. Der Steeblio ist wieder am Start mit einer neuen Folge von Trails auf Cold Steel. Und wir wollen uns hier nach Heimdallr begeben. Ich bin bereit. Ich habe hier mit allem gesprochen, was geht, was ich noch gesehen habe. Und euch hier im Engineering Building. Er hat sich hier halt diesen Roboter geschnappt, diese Rüstung, und untersucht die jetzt. Don't you ever get started on examining this right away? You just focus on your field study in Heimdallr for now. Much appreciated. Here's myself, but I'm sure George will do great on his own. Ja, ich wollte einfach gucken, ob ich hier ihnen die Slots aufmachen konnte, aber ich hatte leider zu wenig von den. Das ist Time, ne? Nein, warte, Time war schwarz. Space ist das. Jetzt will ich Space repeaten. Was sagst du noch, Angelika? I'm still blown away that Elise came out with an encounter with something like this unscathed. We owe Elliot some big time things. Couldn't agree more. By the way, thanks for helping me look for her. Really search everywhere around Trista? It was nothing. It'd be a blow to the heart of the Empire if such a beautiful flower were to be heard after all. I don't like where you're going with this. Stay away from my sister Angelica. Und das hier Bike. Ja, das wollte ich nur präsentieren, dass der gute Mann da am Bauen ist. Oh, da ist die Katze. Hallo Katze. Good morning, Celine. Meow. You seem kind of meeker than usual today. Did Emma catch you clawing the furniture and chew you out or something? Pimpf. Yes, it's none of my business. What are you doing, Reen? We should be leaving soon. Right, let's go. Lass sie doch mit Katzen reden. Naja, ich habe auf jeden Fall auch das Team umgebaut. Ich habe es ungefähr so. Warte, ich gehe hier lieber ins Ordnen. So, der kann das hier. Ach komm, machen wir es so. Ich habe ihm das gegeben hier. Er kann sealen und burnen. Und er ist halt klassisch Attacker, ne? Hat ein paar Support-Sachen. Wie Chrono Drive habe ich ihm gegeben. Die Dominic Scythe muss er halt behalten. Du bist auch halt eher der zum Attacken. Die hat fast am meisten Angriff hier. Sehr gut, sie ist halt auch schnell zum Attacken. Ich habe ja auch das hier gegeben, Accuracy plus 100, damit sie mal trifft. Und ein bisschen zum Heilen habe ich sie auch so gebaut. Hier, sie können Tier, Brave, Recruiter, ja, alles. Sie angreift, supporten. Du bist der einzige Mage in der Truppe, den wir haben. Ne? Er hat hier 314 ATS, du hast nur 205, du 228, 241 und du hast 178. Du bist der Main Mage, deswegen hat er all das hier. Aber er ist auch Main Healer. Er ist halt wie gesagt der einzige Mage. Die habe ich einfach alles, was ich hier an Erde habe, gegeben. Sein Hauptpunkt ist neben Angreifen auch ein bisschen viel supporten. Er kann ja auch ein paar Heilangriffe. Und du bist halt als Mage nicht zu gebrauchen. Deswegen darfst du knüppeln wie sonst was. Die kann auch hier ADF runter machen. Und einfrieren oder muten. Was habe ich dir gegeben? Ich habe dir Petrify gegeben. Jeder hat so seinen Effekt. Was habe ich dir einen Effekt gegeben? Du hast, glaube ich, keinen. Aber ja, du magest alles an die Wand. Also, dir hatte ich da Sleep or Blind gegeben. Noch irgendwas? Glaube nicht. Und du hast halt hier Seal or Burn. Damit sollten wir irgendwie zurechtkommen. Hoffe ich mal. Wahrscheinlich werden dann Reno und Laura die einzigen sein, die ich halt immer so austausche, weil ihr seid die beiden Breaker. Du wirst auf jeden Fall sowas von immer drin sein. Mal schauen, was wir da machen. Tactics, wie haben wir das denn? Du, Back Row. Du kannst eigentlich auch mit deinem ganzen Move nach hinten gehen. Machen wir doch so ein Kreuz hier. Ich denke eigentlich sollten die ja vielleicht ein bisschen weiter nach vorne, weil die haben nur Move 7. Dem habe ich halt Quarz gegeben, dass sie sich hier weiter bewegen können. So, die Range, die sollte man schon nicht unterschätzen. Aber lassen wir das mal so. Linken, so wie das ist, machen wir du auf du und du auf du. Machen wir da was so. Ja. Dann haben wir wieder genug gequasselt. Ab in die Station. Ich wollte nur präsentieren, was ich Tolles gemacht habe. Und da sind selbstverständlich wieder unsere Freunde. Haben wir auch auf der Karte gesehen. Hallo Team, ich will mit euch dabei sein. Wieder nach Nord. Oh, you're all here. Ready to take off? Ready as will be, ever be. Alright, let's get our tickets at the counter then. Well, the capital's only half on our west, so at least the fare should be cheap. Hey, der gute alte Verkaufsmann hier ist wieder da. Gordon, sometimes I think Melissa forgets that I'm the one who goes out and brings home the mirror. Her life wouldn't be nearly as comfortable if it weren't for me. Oh. Der jemand Eheprobleme, lass mich hinsetzen, ich will ihn supporten. Ja.
It's finally time for us to set off to Heimdallr. We'll be at the same location this time, so get in touch if anything happens, okay?
Yeah, it might be the best to keep each other updated just in case.
I apologize for concerning all of you.
Och, Laura.
Good morning, Thea. Did you sleep well last night?
I was okay, I guess.
I see. This month's Field Study Trip proved different from usual since both groups are being sent to the same city. Feel free to give us a call if you need anything, Laura. We may be in different groups this month. We can still help.
Thank you, and be sure to let us know if there's anything you need for help with. Looks like she's got a good handle on how to manage the awkwardness going on between those two. Emma ist halt so eine richtige Truppenmama. Die ist Mom, aber sowas von. So they've decided to send us straight to Heimdallr for our next field study. Considering the size of the city, I can see our task being especially bothersome this time. I'm sure it'll be difficult, but do try to refrain from being an insufferable know-it-all while you're on home turf. I dare you to say that again. Calm down, you two. Heimdallr sits at the very core of its country geographically and politically. Seems like there's no better place to learn about the Empire.
Yeah, you should be able to learn plenty while we're there. I grew up there, but I feel like going for a field study will let me see it from a whole new perspective.
That certainly seems possible. Well, alright, we'd better brace ourselves. You never know what will happen on these field studies. Genau. Zum Beispiel, dass ein Krieg ausbricht. Ne? Gaius?
Good morning, everyone. Hey, let me guess, you're headed to for Heimdallr this month. That's right. We'd like 5 tickets to Heimdallr, please. Coming right up. You know the capital summer festival are coming up in just 2 days. I'm sure lots of people will be streaming into the capital to celebrate, so be careful out there.
Hahaha, we will do. Don't worry. I'm used to dealing with it. Buy tickets.
Okay, that's 5 passengers headed for Heimdallr. I'll have those tickets for you in just a moment.
Das heißt, ich kann wieder auf der Zugfahrt mit allen Karten spielen. Passengers service bound for Heimdallr now arriving on platform 2. We ask all the passengers wishing to board please wait on the platform until the train has come to a complete stop. Or at least we won't be waiting long.
There's a train to Heimdallr every half hour after all.
So we're really headed to the capital. Been there a few times before, but it's still plenty unfamiliar territory.
I've been twice before on family business.
Same here. I know where Elliots Academy is, but that's about it. Don't worry, I'll explain more about the city on the way over.
Pretty big city though, I'm not even sure where to start.
Das heißt, wir sehen Elliot seine Butze und seinen Kiez. Genauso wie Machias seine Streets. Und so. Yeah, Hip-Hop-Jargon. Alright, not too much longer till we arrive, so let me give you a quick overview. Heimdallr is, among many other things, the capital of this country, which means it's the home of the reigning emperor, His Majesty Eugent Race Honor III. Even children know that. We need useful location knowledge, not a eradication of a travel brochure. Well, Heimdallr is divided into 60 main districts, each district about as large as a whole town in any of the empire's provinces. All in all, the city's population hovers around 800,000 people. Wow, I can hardly imagine that many people all in one place. It's one of the continent's largest cities, isn't it? Indeed, it is. Crossbelt is known for being a thriving center of trade, but its population is only around 500,000. Meanwhile, to the south, Libelt's capital has about 300,000 people. Republic's capital is pretty big too, but I don't think it's quite as big as Heimdallr. Oh, really? What? Oh, I was just wondering what kinds of tasks we may be asked to do in such an expansive city. I can hardly guess it, I guess. Oh. Well, we don't know who our point of contact is, or even where we're going to be staying. Who knows, maybe we'll end up staying in Elliots or Machias' home. I doubt it, my house isn't big enough to put us all up. But Machias' dad is a governor, so maybe he'll be staying at his place. I think that's even less likely. Dad spends most of its time in his official residence, so I doubt anyone's going to be at our family's place. Dr. Sarah said there'd be a guide of some sort waiting for us at the station, though she didn't mention who. That's the instructor for you. Honestly, she never really tells us anything, does she? Nope, dann taucht sie auf einmal auf. Ja, wir haben wieder diese Zeit des Tages. Talking to Elliot. I can't believe our field study dates coincide with the summer festival in Heimdallr. I wonder if this is another one of Instructor Sarah's little schemes. I really wouldn't be surprised. Can't wait to see what horrors await us this month. That summer festival certainly seems to have caught your attention though. Is it really that great? Oh yeah, biggest in the country. There are all kinds of exciting events, including loads of music-related things. Right now, that does sound fun. Hopefully you'll get a chance to drop by your home at some point too. Who knows, the capital's pretty massive. After all, it's going to be a roll of the dice whether or not we're close enough. I'd really like to see all of my friends again though, if I can. Seem kind of down. Something wrong? No, it's nothing. I mean, we're going on a field study, not a vacation, right? Can let ourselves get caught up in the festival atmosphere or we'll wind up with failing marks. I don't know if I got the willpower to pull that off though. Well, all we can do is try. Summer Festival at the capital has all kinds of music related events. It sounds like they're holding their usual big concert this year too. I can hardly wait. Oh, don't worry though, I know our field study is top priority. I won't go getting distracted by anything, I swear. Don't worry, I have every confidence in you, Elliot. I know you won't let us down. Sonderstreyer Gold School is in the capital, right? Correct? If I'm not mistaken, that's the school your sister attends. Do you think you'll be visiting her? I might if I get a chance. Last time we saw one another was only a few days ago, though. I'd feel kind of awkward going to see her again so soon. I suppose it does stand to reason that even siblings would worry about such social faux pas. Das heißt ja faux pas, faux pas. Oh yeah, you don't have any brothers or sisters, do you? I do not. I'm an only child. Although I have been asked by some of the girls I know to regard them as my younger sisters. Come to think of it, they are enrolled at Sonderstreyer as well. Girls' academies sure sound like interesting places. Hope Elise doesn't get corrupted by her environment. You really are a devoted brother. Or rather, you come across as one of who's devoted to most anyone aside from himself. Think so? I do. Perhaps much of this could have been avoided if I were more like you. She's got a lot on her mind. If only there was something I could do to help them. So this month's field study is in the capital. Certainly won't be staying at my home, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if some of our tasks sent us there. I guess your dad is a pretty busy man, huh? He'd have to be governing a city the size of Heimdallr. Busy doesn't even begin to describe it. He barely has time to come home most days. With all the preparations for the festival, I'd be surprised if we even saw him, much less had an opportunity to talk to him. Would be a shame. It is what it is. I'd just be happy if we're able to fulfill some requests on his behalf, so we can lighten this load a bit. Sure, we'll be more than happy to help. You and Elliot are going to be the stars this time around after all, so you get to call the shots if you want. Well, if it's our hometown, we'll take charge of things while we're here. At least in terms of city navigation, we'll be able to show you the way to any facilities you need. Thanks, we'll be counting on you. I think I should visit St. Estrella if you're afforded the opportunity. I'm certain your sister would be very pleased to see you. Elliot and I will take charge of things while we're there. Anyway, you need to go, we can show you the way. But we'll be counting on you to take care of Heimdallr. Why me? On fee. Not going to have long to enjoy the journey this time. Yeah, we're not staying too far from Trista. Do you enjoy traveling then? Somewhat. I used to travel a lot in the Corps. Oh, I see. Did you spend a lot of time admiring the view through train windows then? Sometimes. We traveled in airships and boats too. Sometimes we were stowed away in cargo holds, so we couldn't see anything. Not like she's deliberately trying to annoy Laura or anything. I don't think Laura actually wants to be irritated by her either. It's got to be some kind of common ground, something to help get them through this. What's the matter? Oh, it's nothing. Watching the world through train windows isn't too bad. Though longer journeys give me more time to enjoy it. Dann wollen wir mal Blade spielen. Vielleicht gewinne ich ja diesmal was. Am Arsch, beim Kartenspielen wird gekämpft wie sonst was. Draw. Elliot, wie viele hast du davon? Ha, gewonnen. Muss ich eine bestimmte Größe erreichen? Warte, wo stehen die Rules? Ja, can two players take turn. Wie gewinnt man? Low number must go second must sure. Total at any point on the field is cleared. Final card in the game is used to clear the field. The match will result in draw. Buy for the greater sum total. Ja, da steht nicht, ob man eine gewisse Höhe erreichen muss. Naja. Laura. Duell. Schon wieder so eine nicht so gute Hand. Draw. Monster Kado. Ach so, ich musste sie mal überbieten. Ja. Das ist nicht gut gelaufen. Naja, die Damen kann man ja auch mal gewinnen lassen, ne? Duro. Wow, das ist nicht nett, Machias. Wow, das ist immer noch nicht nett, Machias. So geht das, ha?
ミラだ。同点。仕切り直しだな。じゃあ僕から行くぞ。ミラだ。
Damn, hat mich outplayed. Date ist nicht gerade einfach.
Battle Start. Da ne.
Sieht doch mal vernünftiger aus. Indeed, it is I.
クリア。仕切り直しか。こちらの先行。トイヤー。ミラー。地味に痛い。クリア。仕切り直しか。そっちからみたいだね。意地悪だね。あ、負けたか。
Yay! Hab gewinnt. Well then. Auf geht's nach Heimdallr. 8:20 Uhr. Stimmt gar nicht, es ist 10:15 Uhr. The Ministry of Railways wishes to thank all passengers for their patronage. This semi-express line is bound to for Heimdallr. Yes, Heimdallr. Yeah, Heimdallr. Our next stop is what was it again? Heimdallr, the terminus of this express line. Please ensure you have all of your belongings with you when disembarking the train. Phew, looks like we're almost there. Indeed, it doesn't feel as the train ride was all that long. Haha, well, Heimdallr just a stone's throw west of Trista. Could have just gone back to Trista at night. Oh yes, that's true, but plenty of people commute to work in the capital every day after all. Ist es nicht auch der Mann von der einen Dame, die unterhalb der ganzen Läden wohnt, die immer so verliebt ist mit ihrem Schatzi? Und der Sohn das richtig feiert? Der Bengel. Heimdallr Central Station. Da waren wir doch schon mal. Da haben wir doch einen Zwischenstand gemacht, als wir... müssen wir doch umsteigen nach Nord, oder nicht? Oh hey, das ist Laila.
あなたは鉄道憲兵隊だったか。
確かクレア隊でしたよね。
はい、覚えていただいたようで、3ヶ月
No, you are Laila. Vom Tales of Cesteria.
この人がリーンたちが言っていた。
泣く子も黙る鉄道憲兵隊の将校殿か。
あなたが今回の特別実習の課題などを？いえ、あくまで今日は場所を提供するだけです。正式な方はいらっしゃいましたね。
いや、ちょうどよかった。
この声は。
This is Machias Papa. Oder? Habe mich fast verschluckt. An meinem Kaffee.
帝国時報で見た。
革新派の有力人物レーグンズ知事。
マキアスのお父上か。まあ一応は自己紹介をしておこうかな。
Imperial Governor Regnitz。
マキアスの父カール・レーグニッツだ。帝都庁の長官にしてヘイムダル知事を務めている。よろしく頼むよ。士官学院7組の諸君。
Hätten wir mal mit Machias wetten sollen, ob sein Vater ihn, ob sein Papa uns entgegennimmt. Das hätten wir gewonnen. Das hätten wir sowas gewonnen. Railway Military Police Command Post Briefing Room. I apologize for the location. I would have preferred to brief you City Hall. But I'm regrettably short on time, so I had to ask the captain here to lend us this room. Anyway, let's move on to confirm your assignments and lodgings. Hold on a minute. How did you, of all people, end up being the one to sort out our lodgings and tasks? It seems a little too convenient. Yeah, now that you mention it. If you wouldn't mind us asking, sir, how did you wind up as our point of contact? My apologies, I probably should have explained it a little more first. It's actually a very simple reason. I'm here because I sit on Thor's Military Academy's Board of Directors. Okay, wer sitzt da jetzt? Also Jusis Vater, Machias Vater, Alisas Eltern, also Lisas Mutter, Lauras Eltern bestimmt auch. Nee, Gaius nicht. Naja, nur halt die Reichen und Influenzen, ne? Were you what? Oh! First Yu's brother, Yu's brother, then Alice's mother, and now Machias father. It stretches the bounds of imagination to believe the Academy's choice of directors is mere coincidence. Not. I can assure you, the three of us didn't arrange for it to be that way. If anything, I was unsure what to do when the Academy first offered the position of me. Academy did? Would it be right in assuming there's some kind of secret reason behind the formation of Class 7? I'm afraid that's not my place to say. But whether the case may be, I'm the third and final member of the Board of Directors. And that's why I'm the one who's prepared your field study task and arranged our lodging for you, all of you. Unbelievable. It's starting to make sense now. Thanks for clearing it up, sir. Anyway, back to what you were saying before. Yes, as I said, I'm short on time, so I'm afraid I have to keep this brief. Your field study will take place over 3 days, of which this is the first. As such, the third day will coincide with the start of the summer festival. Each group will be assigned half of the city and tend to a list of needs I've drawn up for you. So one group will take the eastern half of the city and the other group the west. City's big enough that it looks like we'll be working apart, even though we're in the same place. Indeed, I'm sure you've seen for yourselves how vast Heimdallr is. If both groups were to rove around the entire city, you'd have trouble getting anything done. As such, I've broken it down so that all of Group A's tasks cover the area east of Venquia Street, while Group B's tasks are focused on the area west of Venquia Street. Venquia must be an important street. I believe Venquia Street is the main thoroughfare that runs through the city, leading to the Imperial Palace. That's the one. As soon as we leave the station, you see it stretching out to the north. It's hardly a precise division, but for the purpose of this field study, I'm sure it'll be more than sufficient. Now I'd like each group to take one of these envelopes. And address and keys. This envelope looks just like the ones we usually get with our field study itinerary. But what about this address and a key? Group A, Alto Street 43221. Group B, Wester Street 527 Oh, Alto Street? That's around where my family lives. Really? Yep, can't say that the address brings any particular place to mind though. I seem to remember Wester Street being a main street on the west side of the city. Yes, it's fairly lively working class neighborhood. That hardly is. That's right, the address of the places you'll be staying while you're here, along with their keys. Both groups will be staying in different places, so I suggest tracking down your lodgings before you start your work. Think of it as a small orienteering exercise to help you get a better feel for the city. My apologies. I'm afraid I have to take my leave now. Dad? Preparations for the summer festival have me running from place to place, as you can imagine. I wish I could stay and chat a bit longer, but that's life in politics for you. Oh, and one other thing, the communications functionality of your Arcus has been enabled in the city. Good luck out there. Wait, hold on just a... Also keine Kommunikationsmöglichkeit. Kein Telefonieren. I'm sure what to make of it all. Since he's a governor, I was expecting him to seem a lot more strict, but he actually seems more playful? I feel ashamed you had to see that. It's always been like that, I'm afraid. At least he managed to fulfill his responsibilities as governor somehow. But I've heard he's extremely good at his job. Coming from the background he does, he's friendly and down to earth, but people say he's a bored leader too. The Imperial Chronicle always paints him in a favorable light as well. I hear the butt heads with the noble factions I hear he butts heads with the noble factions far less than his fellow reformist Chancellor Osborne. In politics, a friendly demeanor can just as easily be an act to sway popular sentiment. After all, there aren't many who can waltz in and borrow meeting space from the RMP. Well, capital is the nexus and the heart of the nation's entire railway network. As such, the railway military police finds itself indebted daily to Governor Ragnit's good grace. This was just an opportunity for us to return the favor at least a little. Come on now. Oh, thank you all for allowing us to use this room for a meeting. We need to get our field study underway, so if you excuse us... Of course, I wish you well in your studies. If you follow me, I'll escort you to the station's exit. Thanks, Claire. I mean Lila. Whoa, your Autos. Incredible. It's so vast. Wieso fühle ich mich gerade an diese eine erste Großstadt aus Pokémon Schwert und Schild erinnert? Heimdallr, also Vermilion Capital. Da diese eine Central City, wo man die Liga gegen gestartet hat, offiziell, wo die dritte Arena auch ist. Ich weiß nicht mehr, wie die heißt. The size of this city never ceases to amaze me. Way too many people. I feel it, wie I feel it. Sowas von. Weil ich das viele, muss ich erstmal einen Screenshot davon machen. It only starts to sink in that I'm in the capital after I see an orbit trams zipping along. Is that what those little train vehicles are? I've never had the opportunity to ride one, but I believe they're used to ferry people around the city more easily. They're the main form of public transportation here. They link all 16 of the capital's main districts. There is something of an icon here in Heimdallr. Their fare is pretty cheap too, which makes them convenient for getting around. Lots of people use them so often that they just buy a yearly pass. Amazing all that and so many arbor cars on the roads too. Is that building off in the distance? Yeah, that would be Valflame Palace, residence of His Majesty the Emperor. Although, from what I understand, Chancellor Osborne's imperial government is also situated within. Yes, that's the case. Oh, anyway, I'll be taking my leave here. I wish you the best of luck on your 3 days of field study. Thank you. Thanks for taking the time to see us off. She really doesn't seem like any army officer, does she? Indeed, so the railway military police are known as one of the Imperial Army's most elite divisions. Not to mention one of the branches most despised by the aristocracy. If a province has a railway, you can virtually guarantee they use it as an excuse to meddle in its security affairs. Rarely see them in Legram, though judging by their actions during our encounter in the nature park, they did seem exceptionally well trained. Yeah, even with the same number of soldiers, they had no trouble rolling right over the provincial army. And on top of that, the captain is so elegant and pretty. She even looks good in a uniform. Some people have all the luck. Like she's everything Sarah isn't. You could say that again. Though it seems like those two have more than a little history between them. Alright, I suppose we ought to get moving then. Yeah, we need to hop a tram to where our lodgings are, then find the addresses we've been given. We've got a long 3 days ahead of us, so let's give them our best. You can count on it. Be Laura, take care of ourselves. You too. May the goddess be with you all. Take care. Alright, bye for now then. So, jetzt passt mir nur auf Gaius auf, ne? Der kennt sich in Big Cities nicht so aus. Nicht, dass ihr ihn verliert. Wenn ihr Gaius verliert, ist er ruiniert. This eastbound orbital tram will be departing momentarily. All those wishing to board, please do so at this time. Oh, Logo. Gott, so eine Straßenbahn, das ist auch für mich so was Neues. Für mich so als Dorfkind. Weil ich mal irgendwie gelesen habe, hier in der Nachbarstadt von meinem kleinen Städtekreis gibt es anscheinend eine Straßenbahn. Obwohl die Stadt irgendwie so klein wirkt, als dass da eine Straßenbahn nicht wirklich Sinn macht. Ich wüsste auch nicht, wo die sein soll. So sind sie halt, die kleinen Städtekreise. I haven't been to the capital in a long time, but I'm always surprised at just how big the street is. Really? This view is nothing special to those who lived here all their lives, but I suppose seeing all the orbital cars and trams zipping along must be a real sight to people from the provinces. Indeed, even though in my home province people are depending less and less on horse-drawn carriages, I've never seen so many orbital cars in one place before. Well, even here, carriages were standard up until around 20 years ago, but these days they seem kind of quaint. You never really see them anymore. The Republic's capital has a lot of cars too, just like this. After that, Crossbow probably has the most. Oh, really? You've done a lot of traveling for someone your age. So I guess when you are in a... Yep, Jäger work takes out places. Irgendwas hat Laura gegen den Jägerchor. Anyway, what's Alto Street like? That's where we're staying while we're here, right? Isn't that where your house is, Elliot? Yeah, it's a pretty calm street, I guess. Oh, we should be taking a ride here. We should be taking a ride here. No. Alto Street. Etoile Concert Café. Oder Etui. Kann kein Französisch. I don't really find myself near Alto Street all that often. Looks like you live in a nice part of the city though. You think? Anyway, we should start looking for where our lodgings are. Oh yeah, Elliot. You live around here, right? Why don't we drop by your house first? Well, that does seem like the natural thing to do. Kind of want to see it. Well, it's really near here, but still, I doubt my dad will be, and not sure if my sis will be either. Yeah, I think you mentioned having an older sister before. All the more reason to pay a visit, right then, right? Okay, if you insist, thanks. My house is a 2-story place with all the flowers over there. Don't know if anyone's home right now, but we can at least have a look. Oh, direkt hier an der Station. Ist ja cool. Ja, aber so gern ich auch sein Haus und seine Familie sehen würde, weil es ist immerhin mein kleiner Elliot. Wir machen das nächste Episode. Bis dahin, Kinas, bedanke ich mich recht herzlich fürs Zusehen. Macht's gut, bleibt noch schade, weiter genießen, leben genießen, reinhauen. Bis denn. Ciao.